starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What is an eponym? A person after whom a discovery, invention, or place is named or thought to be named. There are very few eponyms in the hunting industry. A product so popular and so functional, it becomes the act of the product. So how does something become an eponym? It's the best, hands down.
Tonight's episode is brought to you by Tagged and Bagged. They specialize in pre-taxidermy packaging for waterfowl. Their mission is to provide hunters with the highest quality packaging product to ensure preservation of a hunter's prize trophy. Tagged and Bagged products are made with the best materials and are designed to withstand the toughest hunting conditions. TaggedandBagged.net. And by Bucket Ready. They offer premium food plot seed for the best results when attracting wildlife to your property. Knowing what deer prefer, when they prefer it, and putting the best seed together for deer in your special hunting spot, it's got to be special, is what Bucket Ready Performance Food Plot Seed Mixtures is all about. BucketReady.com. And now, coming live from the Midwest Racks and Rod studio, it's the Outdoor Show with your producer, Luke PBR him, ASAP Orkman, and by a man who is slinging arrows like a Roman legionary, Scott Biskobing, with special in-studio guest, Mikey T. Thalen. And of course, you already know me, and I need no introduction whatsoever, nor do I deserve one.
Drew Biskobing.
Yeah.
So,
You deserve that.
Right.
what's that?
You deserve that.
I don't know.
At least they're horn.
I gotta say, we changed up I'm sure you guys have noticed that we changed a few things, with like how we're starting the show now, a couple new added scenes. And what you don't see is the fact that we are missing a monitor that we look at
Right.
that kind of cues us as to what the hell you guys are looking at.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I felt a little like I had my pants down. So thankfully my pants are on.
To be honest with you, it was like all of a sudden we're going live. I'm like, oh crap, that other monitor is up. Yes, that's what I was. I was trying to signal to you, like at least give him a signal, when it's go. But
He thought you were trying to land a 747.
yeah,
So-
I was like,
Bing bong. But nonetheless, welcome back, folks.
yeah, welcome back to another episode of the
Half-assed.
Shit Show. To the Midwest Racks. Oh, I'm sorry, the Midwest Racks and Rods Outdoor Show. Yeah, it is. It's extremely odd not having that monitor there for
It
some
really
reason.
is. You just feel kind of naked and lost without it.
It's like one of those things where I don't think I really.
You don't look at
I
it,
don't look at it,
but you can see like a scene changing out of the corner of your eye, and you're
Right.
like, all right, that's my cue to do this.
Yeah.
That's my cue to screw up that.
Right. But apparently you do. I guess you end up looking at it more than what you realize.
Right.
But we had everything configured differently because of the show we did with Dan Infalt last week. And then my show with Dan Infalt, The Hunting Beast. I got to change everything around in here constantly.
Yeah.
Like it's unplug this, like basically flip everything around. I got to do that twice a week.
Right. And I produced one of those shows, and I got to say, they're not a lot of fun to produce. The whole time you're just like, man, don't screw this up. When it's our show,
Right. I mean,
it's like,
expected.
that's fine.
So, right.
I mean, you guys already
Everything's
know.
fine.
the
Everything's
kinda-
fine.
Right.
Everything
Nothing
will
to
be
see
okay.
here. No more questions. Mike.
Did you catch that show, Mike, last week's? You did not?
I did not.
What? All right, take where it
You
says
were-
team member underneath
were
his
coming-
name. You can go ahead and just
You
eliminate
were on
that.
vacation last week.
Oh.
That being said,
You don't got Wi-Fi there?
that's a good segue, though,
Just
because
barely. It's an island.
if you folks don't already know this, all of our episodes are always available at our channel, which is Midwest Racks and Rods on the YouTubes. I think it's on the, you go to www, which stands for the World Wide Web, youtube.com/Midwest Racks and Rods.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And we have a full catalog of all of our episodes, which is really great. So
Right. Yeah. Well, here on Facebook too, but we would actually really prefer to move this thing completely over to YouTube. I know we have, and maybe it's just one of those things where we just got to pull the plug on Facebook and like, if you want to watch this, this is where you.
this
have
is
to
the
watch
only way to do it.
This is the only way, because Facebook doesn't pay diddly squat,
No, it's only,
and
I think you pay free to watch YouTube videos. So it still doesn't cost you anything.
it doesn't cost you anything, right? But would help us out.
It certainly would.
But we could hire a better producer or something like that, or find some new team members or whatever that actually watch the shows.
I watched the show last week.
You produced the show, and I'll say you did a fine job.
Yes, you did. Not a good job, but a fine one.
So I know we promised you guys a really good show tonight, and I'm sorry you're going to be severely disappointed.
Yeah.
No, we had Scott Bass lined up for tonight. He was going to come up here, and he was going to be in studio. We've had him on in the past. We always have a great time with Scott.
Oh, he's a blast.
Unfortunately, he had an issue today, health-wise, with one of his horses, and if you guys have seen any of those past episodes, that's one of his biggest passions is his horses,
Right.
and stuff. So our thoughts go out to him, and hope everything is okay with this horse, and that we're going to get this scheduled real soon. I know he was pretty tore up about it. Felt bad for not being able to make it, but I'm like, listen, we cancel shows because of hangnails sometimes. So, I mean,
So yeah, I mean it's completely understandable. We hope that everything's going well for Scott, of course, and can't wait to get him in studio. Scott, if you did have time to tune in tonight, we are very much looking forward to having you in studio, and we will keep you guys informed on when that upcoming show is.
yeah, hopefully sooner than later for sure.
Absolutely.
So, but what else is going on? I mean, is there anything coming up? Like anything else on the schedule?
I don't know. It's
I mean, I know football's starting right now.
How about a football?
Fall yard cleanup.
Fall yard
That's
cleanup.
coming.
Fall yard
Yeah,
cleanup. Yep, that's good. That's
gotta
good.
do that. Probably clean the gutters one more time. Well, maybe wait till the leaves come down. But
Grass
but
is
if you go to a
growing again,
hunting
gotta start
show,
cutting the grass twice a week.
if you go to any hunting show, you should have gutter guards, because I swear to God, at every hunting show I go to, outside of Huntstock, somebody's selling gutter guards or some sort of gutter system.
Or the foam that you put in it.
Yeah, whatever it is, all crap.
You put the what in the what now?
It's like a piece of foam that's molded to your gutter shape, and it just sits in there. It's the dumbest thing. It's even dumber than the gutter.
So when it rains, what happens?
It's just a soggy, rotten mess.
Yeah.
But leaves don't go down the drain.
And eventually it dries out and slowly drips down, I'm assuming.
Deteriorates and probably clogs the downspout.
Yeah.
All the roof. This is a good show.
Yeah.
All the roof granules go down and just plug all those little
Do
holes
birds
in the
peck
foam.
at it and that and try to like tear
Sure, they
pieces
eat at
off
it.
to make nests and things?
Well, I don't know if you knew this, but roof granules are strictly decoration. They don't actually do anything for the integrity of the shingle. But let's shift gears, because we're not going to talk roofing.
Oh, I thought we were going to shift gears into metal roofs.
Now let's... Yeah, I think I really wanted to go with a 3-dimensional metal roof next time around. But anyhow, we heard the doorbell, which means...
What does that mean?
I mean,
Chisels on.
archery season is right on the front porch, knocking on our door.
Knocking on the door? Hello?
Ringing the bell.
Archery season, is that you?
Bing bong.
When is that? Is that coming up?
So that is coming up for, let's see. So we have some neighbors that watch the show, right? We have some, I mean, we are Midwest Racks and Rods, not Wisconsin Racks and
Right.
Rods.
Even though we're based here in southeast Wisconsin.
That's right. But so we have Minnesota and Wisconsin is starting September 13th. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then we have Michigan and Iowa October 1st.
Well, that would be Illinois then too.
Illinois as well. That's
Michigan is October 1st.
I swear I looked it up on the
I don't know why I thought
WWWs.
that they started. You know the weird thing about starting October 1st is that's their start time, right? In Illinois, it doesn't matter what day of the week it is. Like, could be on a Tuesday. You know, it's not like the first Saturday in October or anything. It's October 1st. That could be a Monday morning. That could be a Thursday morning. Could be Saturday.
October 1st?
For Michigan too. Yeah. Well, how about that?
How about that?
I don't know why I thought. Maybe I was getting Minnesota mixed up in there. But
Yeah, well, right. And that's why I had to look up Minnesota before the show started. Whatever. But yeah, so it is here. It is upon us. It is a matter of, what day is it today? The 3rd? 4th? 5th?
we'll be packing up
4th.
We'll be packing up a week from today, that's for sure.
It's right around the
Getting our
corner
stuff.
here.
Yeah, next weekend, next Saturday.
So I got to ask you guys, as somebody that procrastinates, now let's not say that this is strictly procrastination, but let's say you're a busy man, right? And you work, you got a family, you're juggling all these things, the kid has sports, et cetera, and you're not able to get out to the hunting land as much as you wanted to, but for whatever reason, this weekend works for you. Is it advantageous to get out there this close? Is there even anything worth doing at this point, or is it too late and just buckle up?
No, I don't think it's too late. I mean, you run risks for sure. In my opinion, I know we've done it. We've done it in the past.
Because you can go out there and then 3 hours later, or the rest of that night, you get pictures on the cameras. You were just moving around. But then all of a sudden, like 2 days later, you don't get any pictures. So it's like,
right.
they all
You
still
get
came there, but then they got your scent. And now it's,
Yeah.
maybe I will stay away for a few.
You get the curiosity. They come in and they smell where you were. And then all of a sudden, yeah, things will slow down for sure. Now, and that's, it definitely will shut down the mature animals for sure.
Right. I mean, I think that's a given.
You know,
right?
like if we're talking about like lugging ladder stands out and setting them up and that and expecting to, find good, like you're just kind of out there haphazardly.
Right.
And you expect to sit that spot the following week. I don't know that it's very advantageous to do that. I don't think you,
It's probably not worth it then.
right.
Because then you're like, okay, well, if you're going to go out and do something, nothing's going to magically change in 6 days.
Right.
So,
You're better off being a little more mobile than at that point. Like if you wanted to move something, move it on that Saturday, like around noon or something.
Okay.
And then just get in and hunt. I think then you if the conditions and the winds, right,
Exactly.
this whole time
That's what I was
your
gonna
wind's
ask.
not blowing into a bedding area. Obviously that's not a good move. I've actually been thinking about getting a little bit more mobile this year and running more sets on the land based on conditions and things like that. Not just, and we always move. Our ladder stands, there's certain ones that are in certain spots for certain reasons, right?
Yep.
And they're just there. But we also move quite a few of them every single year.
Yes.
But with that said, I kind of want to be a little more mobile this year. I want to take the sticks and hang on and go
I think that's
and move in closer to some of these bedding areas. Thanks a lot, Dan, for making my hunting a lot more difficult.
right.
But
Well, and I guess what the advantage to that, of course, right? And I think we even touched on this a bit with Dan last week in terms of if a guy's just hunting a stand, over and over. And not to say that there's no skill involved. Obviously, there's skill, right? There's still the draw. There's still all the things, the scent control, playing the wind, all of it. A lot of it is luck, right? In terms of if you're just hunting this stand, if I have this stand out here and that's the one I go to, but to actually then have ability to move around, and then maybe given the weather conditions that where you're having your other stands at, maybe those aren't a good option. So then you're kind of pigeonholed into using this one or that one. So I'm assuming then the advantage to doing that is really the freedom to play the weather into your favor, or the sign that you're seeing, or any of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mike would probably agree. We've had the most success during the rut.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's
early season has been very hot and cold.
Hot and cold, and it's usually because of the way we hunt too. Like for many years, if the weather's warm, we're like, I don't know if I really want to get into one of my better spots.
Stink it up, and
and I think I've come to realize that opening weekend can be one of the best weekends to hunt. To get it done, for the simple fact that these bucks are still on somewhat a summer routine. Especially you think about next weekend, right? Mm-hmm. September 13th. That's pretty early. I don't remember what was it. September 12th last year. Was that the earliest? I don't remember. I don't recall. Or how would that have worked with dates?
Unfortunately, I barely remember what I ate for lunch yesterday. So
the second Saturday in September last year. Producer Luke will look it up. But regardless, it's early, right? It's not the 15th. It's not the 16th. It's not the 17th. Based on the way the days lined up.
September 14th.
It was the 14th. Okay, so this is even earlier. We get a day earlier, and I still have pictures of bucks in full velvet. I'm just now seeing some starting like today. I'm getting pictures of where they're shedding a little bit. Otherwise, like I've got a ton of pictures of velvet bucks. And would I be tempted to take a lesser buck that was in full velvet next weekend? Boy, I don't know. That's going to be one of those come to Jesus moments right there. It's like, am I doing this or am I not? You know, just to get a velvet buck, right? What do you think? I mean, you hunt the same property. I mean, when I say lesser, I'm not saying like a little 6-pointer, you know, but maybe.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. I know plenty of hunters that shoot 6-pointers.
You don't always get a chance at that.
Right.
Very rarely get a chance at that. So, I mean, it is kind of like that might be your one of 3 opportunities the rest
here
of your
in
life
Wisconsin,
to do that,
especially,
so
right? I mean,
it's kind of hard to pass that up.
Yeah. I mean, I know guys specifically go down to Kentucky and Tennessee to try to get their velvet buck
for that reason.
You know, Jason Schrader, he got his. You guys all seen that one. But that was, I don't even remember where that was, and I'm not going to try to speculate on it now because I can't verify with him anymore. But maybe somebody watching that also knows Jason could chime in on that. But yeah, I mean, it would be interesting because we were just talking just before the show here a little bit, kind of talking about some of the bucks we're seeing. Like, so that really funky one that's got, that's all kind of palmated on the one side, and he's got all these, and he's probably only a 2.5-year-old buck, and he could really turn into something or maybe not. Yeah. But would that one be cool if he's in full velvet, like full velvet yet? An opening day, are you going to fill your tag on something like that?
I think so.
Maybe. It's one of those, in the moment when you see it,
right.
You'll know, like.
Right, or maybe you'll
it's
see
not
a
a question of size. It's, do you want one that has full velvet.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you'll see a buck that you think, yeah, he's decent, and just turns out to be the biggest buck you've ever shot before.
He's all right.
I.e.,
It's
Mike
something.
Thielen.
Just got to get some ground meat for the year.
Yeah, it's just a freaking tank that he drops. But I guess I also wanted to touch on that a little bit. So, people that know me know I don't hunt during archery season at all. Something I thought about doing. It's not in the works for me yet. It's not to say it won't happen. Just right now, it's not happening. That being said, I'm curious as to early season, the rut. What is the difference that you're seeing buck wise, in size in relation to what you're seeing during gun? And do you think there's any correlation to weather factors, just their movements?
Or like bucks, like just their daylight movement?
Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, that's one of the key things that can be really great about opening weekend is, like I mentioned briefly before, is those summer patterns. Mm-hmm. That there's still, if you're seeing consistency of movement during daylight on your trail cameras, their testosterone levels haven't ramped up yet. They're not in that breed mode. Once they shed that, bucks are ready to go. Once they shed they're ready. Mm-hmm. Now it's up to the does, right? Mm-hmm. Their testosterone is constantly ramping up, but they're ready. I mean, if a doe came into estrus on October 2nd, or whatever, which would be extremely early,
right,
or fairly early anyways.
Fairly,
I mean, you get some that are mid-October and that occasionally, but the buck is ready. Like, they're just sitting there waiting. But what you can find sometimes in that early season, as that season is just starting, is the bachelor groups. They haven't broken up yet.
Okay.
And if you're seeing that on your camera where there's several bucks hanging together, now typically the more mature bucks are going to break off first. And your younger bucks, your 2.5-year-olds, and that 1.5, 2.5, even some of your 3.5-year-olds are still going to be kind of hanging out together. They'll start testing as they're shedding their velvet. They're going to start testing their antlers a little bit, lightly sparring. It's not really an aggressive thing. It's not a fight. They're just testing out the new headgear. Sure. So, you can absolutely take advantage of that in that opening weekend in some cases, if that's what you're seeing.
Yeah.
And other times it's like, no, the bachelor groups are pretty much broken up. You might get the 1.5-year-olds still hanging together while you're not really interested in them anyways.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, it's always fun to see deer no matter what, but it's not nearly as fun if you're not seeing the right deer, and I think too often times that's the case, that a lot of hunters want to see deer, right? They want to be knowing, they feel like they're in a good spot if they're seeing deer consistently. I'm in a good spot.
Seeing life.
But you're just seeing young deer.
Right.
Because the mature bucks aren't doing the same things that the immature bucks are.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to see deer all day long while you're sitting, or do you want to sit and not see anything but only see, maybe even catch a glimpse of the right buck and be like, oh, you know what? I'm close. Saw him over there, Maybe I got to move a little bit closer. Maybe that's his travel corridor over in that direction, maybe 100 yards away, and then make that move next time that you can get closer. I mean, it's a chess match. That's you're playing checkers with young deer and you're playing chess with the older deer. I mean, would you agree, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, there's times where, if nothing else, yes, if you just go out once in a while, it is nice to see deer, but it's enjoyable, as far as that goes. But yeah, there's times where that's like, I really should have got out here like 3 weeks ago. Move this stand where I thought I was going to do, because, one year it might be good. Then the next year you're like, that one year I was in one of our stands, and it's like there's plenty of deer, but they're like 65 yards out. They have a brand new trail that they did not do for the last 2 years, and they're kind of stuck now. But
Yeah.
that's where it's nice if you have the climber or something available. You could have easily gone to a different tree then and adjusted, but it's nice to see. I mean, because sometimes comparative to gun open, I mean, there's times where it takes all 2-3 days and then you see a deer.
Right.
That's different for a gun. I mean, that would be disappointing if that was the only time you went up and then like you just saw one random deer Sunday afternoon, or something. Assuming you're only going up for 2 days. So
Right.
it's nice. It is nice to still see deer when you're early season hunting.
Yeah, it comes down to what your goals are.
Yeah.
Obviously, if your goal is to shoot a few deer to put some meat in the freezer, that's one thing. If your goal is bone on skull, that's a completely different story. And I feel like you and I mean, we've gotten stuck in those situations where, we're just shooting three. We went for many years where it's like, oh, that's a nice 2.5-year-old or 3.5-year-old. And then we were shooting 3.5-year-olds very consistently, even 4.5s. And are we comfortable with that? Are we comfortable with just killing 3.5, 4.5-year-old bucks? Now that's a mature buck, but it's not I guess in some guys' eyes, they'll say that a mature buck isn't until it like hits 5.5. Mm-hmm. But in terms of the science, if we're going to follow the science, biologically speaking, 3.5 is a mature buck. 4.5 is a mature buck. I mean, I'm pretty comfortable shooting 4.5-year-old, 3.5 and 4.5-year-old bucks. Do I like to shoot something bigger than that? Sure. But that means you're going to have to pass on bucks that you would normally be happy taking in order to step it up to that next level.
Yeah, it's also going to take a lot more effort and time to know where that bigger buck is then.
Right.
And do what it takes to start finding those. It's not going up once in the middle of summer and then going
Right.
up twice, 3 times hunting, and that's it.
Yeah.
There is kind of another level. It's like, okay, I want to do that, but it's like a whole lot of other stuff needs to come with that in order to start finding where those are or where to go. And then you get into, are they even staying on your land?
Right.
Right.
There's a lot of things.
Yeah, there's obviously a big difference between hunting private land and public land. I mean, public land, you can keep searching. You can keep pushing and pushing and pushing it. I think on private land, even with the 2 properties that we have, and we pretty much primarily stay in the larger one. So, but we have 190 acres to work with. Some guys, that's like, oh, that's amazing. But when you really think about it, how much of that land is not? I mean,
Not huntable.
it's huntable in the fact that this 190 acres, it's not crop fields,
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's all, but there's also big swaths of just like pines in that where it could just simply be a travel corridor
Right.
for them at best. Mm-hmm. But as far as their bedding areas and their travel quarters from bedding to food and bedding to water and things like that, that really starts to get kind of truncated down quite a bit. Now, obviously, you have to read maps and that. You have to know what your neighbors have on their properties based on satellite photos and things like that, using Onyx and Spartan Forge or whatever your cup of tea is. Or even having some communication with your neighbors to know what they have going on and how much they're going to divulge. Now, of course, we butt up against an alfalfa field. Well, that's great for early season,
Right.
to an extent, but it also depends on what other fields are around. It's not like a deer is going to just stay in this 200-acre
Oh yeah. No.
swath of land, right?
No chance.
If it doesn't have everything it needs or wants.
Right.
Now, will it maybe in the summertime? And that's why so often you get trail camera pictures in the summer, and you can't hold too much stock in those pictures. It's like, all right, hey, you got a couple pictures of a nice buck. Well, you know he's in the area. Well, how big is that area
Right.
that we're talking about? Is that buck going to be here when the bachelor groups break up? Is that buck going to stick around here, or is he going, 500 acres away, maybe even further? We also know from scientific studies that there's certain bucks, especially some of your mature bucks, that kind of oftentimes will hone into a smaller travel area. Well, they'll kind of, this is their home range, It's like the bladed 8,
Right.
Like he was a homebody. His home was on our property, and he had been for years. We were seeing him for several years before I finally killed him. So much so that the 9-pointer that it took me 3 days to find, whatever, came up and gave me a shot a half an hour or maybe an hour later chasing a doe, and he stood there 20 minutes in front of me, and I was like, I already knew my buck was dead. It just was a matter of finding him.
Right.
But there he was, and then I shot him 1 year later to that date. Completely different stand.
Yeah.
Different part of the property. Not super far away.
No.
But same day,
Nevertheless, yeah.
a year later. He was a homebody. So, I don't know. We're kind of all over the place here, but
We are.
Or maybe
yeah,
I am, but the thing of it is like bucks are going to move. Some of them are going to move off of their summer home range, and they're going to break off. Some will stay, and that's the question. I mean, how many times have we had some like really, really unique or awesome bucks on trail camera in the summer? Like, man, hope he sticks around. And then to never see that buck
Yeah.
ever again.
Both of us moving all around where we've seen them on cameras.
Right. And then there's been other ones where it's like, yep, there he is. And in fact, the 1 year I think you killed that one, that really nice 8-pointer, that we had those pictures of.
Oh, the real wide
No.
Oh.
No, this was like years ago. This is when he, I bet you it's over 8 years ago now. I think you killed him up on the northern east side of the property there. But we had pictures of him in the summertime all the way over by that old faithful white oak tree and stuff. So
No, just screw you. Like, which big buck did I don't remember all of them. All right, bud. So I got him on one hand. Golly. Another question I had for you guys, and this is probably difficult to answer, and I'm curious. And I'm sure there are statistics out there in terms of bucks killed, big bucks during archery versus gun, and what time of day they were harvested, right? When they were killed. Your experience and your experience alone. I don't need you to speak on, well, this guy did this. What are you guys specifically seeing? Is there any correlation? Is there no correlation? Is it really random? Or can you even pinpoint any sort of a time?
can you pontificate on that just a little bit? Like,
Yeah, I guess to expand, right? So like for myself, every deer that I've taken has been early morning, except for
during gun season.
during gun, right? Except for one, that guy there.
Mm-hmm.
He came out right around lunch.
I don't think there's a rhyme or reason come gun season, honestly, because I think everything becomes skewed. You know what I mean? You get more hunters in the woods. Their routine. I guess it depends if you're hunting an area that's pressured, lightly pressured or not pressured at all. I think that plays a big part of it. You ask 9 out of 10 hunters when they kill most of their deer. And 9 out of 10 will tell you in the afternoon and evening. I can unequivocally say that for me, I have killed more deer in the morning than I have killed in the evening.
And that's if we're just talking archery.
Yeah, both, to be honest.
Okay.
Both. To be very, very honest. It's, but I also hunt mornings more than a lot of hunters. I'm not afraid to, there's this notion, Mike, I don't know, do you agree? That there's this notion that you only hunt mornings, you only do all day hunts at certain times, like when it's the rut or whatever. There are so many guys out there. And look, I don't proclaim to be, let's just get this straight, folks. I don't proclaim to be a professional in any way, shape, or form at all. I'm just saying this is my experience.
Right, and that's what we want to know.
You hear this over and over again from quote-unquote professional hunters that they primarily hunt afternoons, do afternoon and evening hunts. They only do morning hunts after a certain point, after October, blah, 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 closer to the end of October, and then like through the rut and stuff, which I completely get. But I have had some great experiences and passed on bucks I probably shouldn't have early season hunting in the morning because they're just not expecting it. You know what I mean? They're not expecting somebody to be up in a tree hunting them. They have that mindset hasn't quite clicked yet. Their testosterone levels are still ramping up. They're still kind of on that summer routine. And you can take advantage of that. With that said, I do like to hunt mornings. And I know and I've talked to other guys. There are some guys out there that feel the same way. Mike, you like to hunt mornings.
Yeah, better than, nights, a lot of times you'll see deer at night, obviously, but historically, I've never really seen good deer. Let's say
you got to be really close to the food source.
But you start to see more.
You got to be close to the bedding and the food source in between there, right?
I was going to say it before. I was thinking it has a lot to do on where you're hunting on your own land or just in general to the area. Like, I don't see deer till 10 o'clock. Well, that's because maybe they started way over there and they had to make their way to you by 10 o'clock. Whereas if you hunted over here, you'd see them at 7. So, some of that plays into it, but.
Right. You wouldn't want to obviously go out to a food source first thing in the morning and trying to intercept them coming right off the field. Like, you're going to probably bust them. Your best bet is to maybe try to get closer to the bedding area and catch them coming back. But that's still, it's really risky, to do that. Now in the evening time, I think if you can get between the bedding and the food source, that's your best bet, because especially, again, depends on what you're hunting. What do you want to shoot? My God, you can look out in an alfalfa field with 3 hours of daylight left, and there's deer out in the field. Young deer, does, fawns, maybe some small bucks in that. And if they have enough cover around there, those bucks are going to be bedding close to the food source, especially in the early season. And if the wind is right and you can get yourself in a position to get in between them, and I hate this. This is just me, because we talk about this all the time. Like don't take our word for it. This is just my experience. You can get yourself in a position where you can intercept them, because it's all about, those bucks are only going to get up or move close to that open food source when they feel completely secure, whether it be the cover of darkness or the cover of getting to and from, right? And it's again playing chess, not checkers. And it's a roll of the dice too.
Yeah. No, there's times where that's what I like about the cameras too, is you kind of get a sense like, yeah, that is a good spot. I'd really like to be there, but I also know they bed right over there. Like it's too close. Everything else is perfect, but I'll never get out there in the dark and not
get busted.
Scare everything away.
Yeah.
Stuff I don't even hear run away, you know.
Right.
So that kind of stinks about morning. That's the biggest thing I don't like about morning, is that you have no idea even what you're scared away. But yeah, I think going back to when you see deer, I mean, I think I always think it depends on where you are compared to where the deer started the morning. But yeah, I mean, over time, unless you see something immediately, then there's like that 8 o'clock. But really, historically, last number of years, it's been like that between 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock. Is really when you've seen bigger deer start to come out for whatever reason.
During archery. Or okay, got it. So that was a trick question because I did have some of the stats.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to hear it.
Believe it or not, the time that most of the big bucks.
The big bucks.
Most of the time when the big bucks are taken, and we're talking 150 and over, is between, hold on, got to refresh my page here, between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Now that's a pretty big time frame, right? And I almost feel like I'd like to see it on like a dot graph, right? Because when does it falling off that you're not counting down into like the 9 o'clock range?
Did they give a time of year for this?
Yeah, so that is for archery and archery alone.
But archery goes from September to January.
Early season.
Early.
Yep. Yeah, that most big bucks are taken between 10 and 2.
I agree.
State of Wisconsin DNR numbers.
I agree with that 100%. So when I say I hunt mornings, right, I often expect to only see smaller bucks or, you know, younger deer, some does and fawns and stuff early in the morning. I'm not sitting out there because I think at the crack of dawn or at gray light or legal shooting light that I'm going to see a shooter buck. No, I'm in my stand expecting to wait until that 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock time period. We know this for a fact. Remember the big palmated 10 and that? I literally, this was a mistake I made like 12 years ago. I shot this nanny doe that came in in early November. It was so stupid. But she came in on her own. I'm like, you know what? I haven't shot a deer yet this fall. I'm going to go ahead and take her. She came in with no fawns. I have a hard time shooting does that have fawns with them earlier in the season.
Stop looking at me, Mike.
And I went and this is during archery.
At least somebody has some.
And we left, and while we were gone, take this deer back, get it out of the woods, because it was a relatively warm day, 60, 65 or something like that. Right there, like at noon, he came through on a trail camera right in front of that same exact stand.
I remember that.
While I wasn't there. And I'm like, I'm never doing that again. But those are lessons you learn, right?
Right.
You learn these lessons over time, and that all the things you learn make you a better hunter.
Yeah, and I guess the reason why I ask, and of course the right answer really is to just hunt, right? And just be out there, as like Dan so poetically said, you can't shoot or you can't kill if you're not out hunting. Right. So just hunt as much as you can.
And that goes specifically, I feel like, towards depending upon the property that you're hunting, or if you're hunting on public land. I think you can absolutely overhunt private property. You know, like I think you have to be. Well, I went through a period of time before I became a father in that, where it was like hours in the stand equals success. Hunting private properties. And I completely disagree with that now.
Yeah.
Now it's like, no, you hunt when the conditions are right. You know what I mean? It's not all about the hours. Right. Hunting public land and you're moving over here and you're moving over there and you're gridding out this piece of public and things like that. Sure, 100%. It's hours and hours. But I feel like you can, when you're only working with 190 acres, like you can screw that up and
right.
exponentially if you're not careful, if you're over hunting it.
Well, especially when some of your hotter areas are towards the edge.
Yeah.
You know, you do one thing and they're just, whoop, now they're 40 yards over to the left and now you don't even see them and they're not even on your property even if you did see them.
Yeah. Right, they're just going to change their pattern in that.
Quite a few of our spots are higher average areas are kind of on the fringe, not necessarily right in the middle where you got a lot of room to work with. So,
right.
Yeah, you push them a little bit one way and
because there's not a lot of hunting pressure around us, obviously. Yeah.
Right.
You know that too. So if the pressure is on our property, they're only going to pass through. They're going to find the most cover they possibly can to move through it to get to where they want to go, or they're going to just try to avoid it altogether. I mean, central Wisconsin has an overabundance of crops and right. places that they can get everything they need, cover, food, water, all those things. So you overpressure your property, it's just going to push them off to a neighbor's property. And if they don't hunt it, which we know, we have a property by us that isn't hunted, and it's a pretty big chunk of land, you got to be really careful because they're like, well, we're only going to, if we do move through this property, our property, we're going to wait till it's completely dark for sure. Like you're going to be able to, you're going to manipulate their movement.
I think it's
negatively.
Really, I think it's one of the things that hunting has. It's really subjective, right? You can listen to this guy and he's going to tell you to do this. You can listen to that guy, he's going to tell you the exact opposite.
Yeah.
It's really more, in my opinion, about learning where you're hunting, trying to understand those movements. And again, the conditions, I think, take a big chunk of that, right? In terms of factors into whether you're going to be successful or not. Yeah, I really don't, and I like having these discussions because, in my opinion, there isn't like a wrong answer. There really isn't. I just want to always try to get an idea of what you are experiencing.
Yes, Luke.
First time viewer new to the show, Steve Denoyer. Says hello, first of all. Second,
hey, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
He's got private land. It can be a downside as I have 80 acres, but I still have to really watch how I hunt it.
Oh, yeah. That's a great point.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really what we're touching on here is like, again, there's a lot of guys out there that would be like, man, I would love 80 acres to lease or to own or whatever to have permission on. And 80 acres sounds like a lot. And it's really not. Can you get it done on 15 acres? Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, people do it all the time. Look at Seek One. There's all these, Hunt Suburbia. There's people that are able to get it done on small pieces, but you can't overhunt them.
Right.
Like you have to be extremely strategic the way you do it. So even with 80 acres, and Steve, I would love to know, of that 80 acres, is that all hardwoods? Is it deciduous trees? Do you have crops?
Do you need some help? Do you want another?
Do you want some other people to come hunt? I would, you know what I mean? Just because, right, you have to be really careful.
Yeah, I mean, we have a 40-acre parcel up by us. That's part of our lease,
Yeah.
and there's on average,
Yeah, that's down the road. Yeah.
right, 3 guys that hunt that
hunt
property.
that right.
And they have a lot of success, but they are very strategic in how they do
don't
it.
right. They
They
don't
don't overhunt it.
they don't. And it's a travel corridor for
Right.
sure. Like, and it's massive pinch point right there.
Yep,
For
right.
sure. Because there's a river, there's the crop fields and that. I mean, it's for just being 40 acres, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it is.
But you can totally screw it up in that. And quite honestly, I think that's why we kind of lay off of it.
oh yeah,
Like we don't we just kind of
talk amongst
let those guys go. Well, we're gonna take a quick break here.
Fine.
For that simple fact that like the way they're hunting it, I think they're doing it right now. You know,
Yeah.
they are not over hunting it and they're hunting it at the right times. Sometimes the right time is the time that you can get out there to hunt, right? I mean, that's at the end of the day, none of us are professional hunters. We're not getting paid to hunt deer.
No, it costs a lot of money.
Right. Oh my God, everything bleeds. But sometimes not even the deer.
Right.
Just the only thing you'd want to bleed is the deer. Quick and fast, but yeah, I'd like to know a little bit more about that 80-acre piece. Not that I could tell you much anything. Yes, sir.
Question from Steve Schwartz, friend of the program. Wants to know, are they bow hunting that 40 acres?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Primarily, yeah. I mean, and then it also gets gun hunted as well. Yes. And they've had great success both ways.
Yes.
I mean, Mike killed his very first deer some 20 years ago or so on that property. I don't think I have ever killed a deer on that property, to be honest with you.
That's
I've
where
had plenty of opportunities.
That was him right there. That was
You killed that one.
That was
there.
on the 40.
Yep. Go ahead, Luke.
Steve Denoyer came back with an answer here. All hardwoods. I plant food plots and create habitat. Been working on it for 10 years, but can tell when I overhunt the stand.
Yeah. I know Steve. I mean, I don't know him personally, but I know he's a big follower of Dan Infalt. He watches the show regularly, and I think you're spot on, Steve. Like, you got to be strategic hunting 80 acres, and obviously, I think you understand that, and you're doing a lot of land management and habitat upgrades and things like that. So, yeah, and if you want to get out there and hunt still, there's always public land.
Right.
You know, like if there's some public land guys be like, no, you have your own piece, stay the hell off the public land. But I do it, not constantly, but I have for many years.
Yeah.
I mean, I cut my teeth in public land. We all did. Well, you didn't, but
Never.
Never.
I spent plenty of years and still from time to time still enjoy hunting public land because I think there's something to be said about honing your skills
yes.
and your woodsmanship. And if you just kind of entrap yourself into one piece of property, you're not going to necessarily, you can grow as a hunter and there's still plenty of things you can learn, but I don't think you're going to completely expunge on being a better hunter if you're not spending time exploring new areas and constantly learning. I think the thing you hear time and time again from some of the most successful big buck hunters over the years is that they're always learning. There's something else to learn. Dan and I saw that firsthand going out to Massachusetts a month ago. Like, we're in Mountain Laurel. That's not something we have around here.
Right.
Now, if we took those guys and brought them here to Wisconsin and they're having to trek through Greenbrier, that's a different experience for them too. So they would learn from coming out and tromping through Greenbriers or cattail marshes, just as we learned going through this Mount Laurel and how tough the terrain is. It's rocky. It's so uneven. It's crazy. But all those experiences and that time you spend out in the woods creates woodsmanship. And that's something I feel like is lacking in general in the hunting.
Right. Yeah.
In hunting, especially like in the hunting industry, when you see these TV shows and stuff, we're seeing all these guys killing deer, these big bucks on farms, right? Out of box blinds. And sure, they're doing a lot of good things. I mean, they're working hard. It's not like
Technique
they
is
haven't
good.
they haven't worked hard to develop their property and do all these things. But where's the woodmanship in planting these beautiful food plots? And don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of food plots, but these giant food plots and then planting cover so that they can sneak in to a box blind and sit there and wait for that buck to come out. And maybe again, I'm generalizing a little bit, but
we have
at a
to.
certain point, right?
Right.
Like what do you lose there? What do you think?
Yeah. No, I mean, it still takes a lot of knowledge, a lot of skill, a lot of work, a lot of money.
A lot of work, a lot of money.
It's just different. It's a different thing. It's nice they do it. People get to see somebody hunting large deer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Drew would appreciate to see how that works, right?
Good. Oh. Well, I think you hit it on the head. It's just different.
No, it is. It's a different thing. It's not like, well, that I'll just go out there. I mean, how come I don't see, you see some of the things and they're sitting there. It's like, oh, look at that one. Oh, look at that one. It's like twice as big. Oh, look at that one. It's, and there's like all these random huge deer that you may never even see in your life out in the woods.
That one's only 5.5.
And they're just all wandering right in front. It's not magic, but I mean, they took a lot of work to set that up.
A lot of work, a lot of money.
Present the situation for that to happen.
Right.
But then I think a lot of people end up just wondering, why does a mine look like that?
Well, because it's just, and unless you're setting your property up in those same ways.
Right.
And then those are the people you want to talk to, And this is no knock on the Lee and Tiffany's or Chris Brackett's and whoever.
We don't knock
It's
anybody doing something
Drury's.
that they love to do, and they're doing it legally, and however they do it, you're still like, our biggest thing has always been always outdoors, right? And that's part of that. We respect it. It's not for us for a quandary of reasons, i.e. money, and then secondly, time. But there's nothing wrong with it per se.
I mean, I guess I just throw this out there right now. I know the Powerball's up to like 1.9 billion now.
Yeah, sweet.
This out there. Should any one of our viewers, anybody who watches this, if you happen to be the winner of this Powerball, if you want to just throw, I mean, when we're talking 1.9 billion, you just want to throw like 1 mil?
Right. That's
Half mil?
Literally like asking for a Finsky right now,
You want to throw maybe just a half mil?
Just toss me that 5-piece. You know what I'm saying? I'm not look, if I win the lottery, I'm not telling you, but there will be signs. And those signs will be, I will be having my own deer hunting show with a couple thousand acres and food plots galore.
You'll be the next
staff that can take care of it all. And then I just walk out there and film it like I did it.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick intermission here for a word from one of our sponsors. We'll be right back, and we're going to talk some more. So if you have any questions, feel free to chime in.
Please do.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the
Welcome
Midwest
back.
Midwest Racks and Rods Outdoor Show. So yeah, we just had a little brief intermission so we could refill our cocktails because it is a thirsty Thursday after all, and we are the Half-Ass Show. We appreciate those of you that are sticking with us here tonight. We're just kind of talking about, I don't know, we're just mostly supposed to be just talking about the start of the season and, you know, kind of prepping for things. We kind of trailed off into opinions, which is fine. Just
like
know that they're
opinions.
just simply our opinions.
Everybody has them.
Never
like an
look
asshole.
to us as experts in any way, shape, or form. Typically, that's why we bring guests on our show. They're the experts. Or maybe an authority on something.
Yes, you, Mike. That's why you're here. So please.
Finally, are we going to talk about
enlighten-
die casting?
God.
If you, well, and now all of a sudden everybody left. Damn.
So, we have a question. We like questions here.
Steve Denoyer, public land hunters, do you think they notice the fall shift to bucks like people do on private lands?
Ooh.
One more time.
Do you think public landowners, do you think they notice the fall shift of bucks like people do on private land?
Yeah, I do. I think deer are deer. Terrain obviously is, and just the land features or whatever is going to play a big part in it. But I think deer typically do what deer do. I'm hoping I'm getting what Steve was trying to get across there.
Yeah, I think you're hitting it. It is an interesting question. I mean, I certainly don't know. The time that I've spent on private, I was so young.
You mean on public?
Or public, excuse me. I was so young and inexperienced that a lot of it was really lost on me. I mean, just to be honest, in terms of tactics and just really the whole thought process behind.
Yeah, you were
hunting.
learning a lot.
Yeah, it was a whirlwind of an experience, and it was great. I loved it. And now, granted, to some degree, some of the public that we hunted almost had like a private feel to it because it wasn't overly pressured. It wasn't overly pressured. You would have pressure, on either sides of us, but we buttered up to a river, which was nice. Again, kind of like creating a bit of a choke point for us. Not to say that the river was impassable. I mean, that was the first place they would run to when they were shot. But it's just one of those things that my experience alone on private varies different. I mean, if I were to go out onto public land now, oh my God, it would be I would be lost, to some degree in terms of making sure I was successful.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why I still try to spend time on public land, and not nearly as much as I should. It's typically only when I'm doing an out-of-state hunt. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping to do one this year in Southeast.
You doing Ohio or are you doing?
No, Minnesota. I was going to say, am I going to say where I'm going? Like it matters, as if it matters. But it just depends. There's so many things. Like life is tough, right?
Oh.
In terms of, you have young kids. I have a young kid. You have an adult child,
Yeah.
my younger brother.
But even with that, like there's
Work and
certain times during the week that she wants to spend time with me and come over for dinner, or her car breaks down and she needs daddy's money. So all of those things take time and effort. Then you have your social life as well that you're just trying to keep up with. And, and for a lot of people, their social life consists of hunting. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Again, do you. I think what's important to take away from all of this is do you and what's best for you. Do be happy and healthy, right?
Hunt the way you want to hunt.
Exactly.
Kill what you want to kill. Hunt for the reasons you want to do it. If you're all in, I mean, there was a time period where you and I were very much all in that, where we spent all of our time up there working on things and doing it. And now it's like we're scrambling to find the time to drive up there and do the work. And it's not because we care any less. It's just there's other priorities in life. And the days feel shorter, the weeks, the months, everything. All of a sudden it's like, holy crap, we're a week away.
It's
Now,
September.
granted, we got up there, a few weeks back, got some work done through some torrential rain and downpours and thunderstorms.
Probably a derecho, but
Right. But, it's tougher. It is definitely tougher.
No, you get way more things. It's not as much as you want to. It's not number one. It's probably not even number two.
Right.
I mean, amongst things that immediately needed to get taken care of more than going up and filling a water hole or going up and doing this. It's like, that would be nice, but I can't. So
right.
how do I pivot now, a month from now, because I can't do it anymore? But
Right. Now you're in the meat and potatoes. You're
Just
going to
is
be in the
what
meat
it
and
is. I mean,
potatoes.
And that kind of was what started with my, how I started the first question, so we're a little over a week away. You're juggling all these things. What do you do? Can you do anything? And I think, honestly, the resounding answer that my biggest takeaway is no. I mean, at this point, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. Get out there, use the conditions to your advantage, hunt the conditions, hunt appropriately for those conditions, and be vigilant. That's about it. I think at this point, all you can do.
Yeah.
yeah, do the best you can and just make sure you're enjoying it. Like you said earlier, sometimes I can hunt Wednesday. So
Yeah.
I'm hunting Wednesday.
Right.
And that's it. And well, where am I at? What do I got to do? What's at least the best chance I got? And that's all you can do sometimes. But yeah, as long as you're enjoying it and not just doing what other people told you to do or just
Yeah.
doing what some magazine article said or something like that. Just do what you think and just be happy with it. And then it may work out, it may not, but
Yeah. No, right. And before, because I'm gonna shift gears here. That's what I like to do. I like to grab that gear and shift it. But I guess one thing that we don't touch on a whole lot of, but I think is seriously first and foremost, and that's safety. Right? We don't really talk about safety. We all know it. It's always in the back of our mind. Sometimes it should be in the forefront of our mind. But when we talk about being safe in the woods and safe hunting, and recently, I'm sure for our viewers out there, you saw our episode with Sam Ubalan from Chase Nation, who had some pretty scary stuff happening, and we're not going to get all into it. But if you are curious, go ahead, check it on out at the wwws, youtube.com or something. It's on the internet.
It's on the Midwest Racks and Rods outdoor page.
That's what it is. And we encourage you to check it out because it really, and ideally, we want it to really strike a chord to make you realize that the unthinkable can happen.
And this wasn't falling out of a tree stand situation,
No.
which you would probably likely assume. I mean, there's a lot of other dangers that go involved or that can be involved in terms of safety and stuff out there. And when that happened to Sam a couple of years ago, it opened my eyes,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
and I took steps to, try to ensure that is something like that. Whether that's the exact reason why it happened or whatever, I mean, that's left to be said. But if I can take precautions, because it's something I've actually thought about for over years, but we're not going to get into that. If you guys want to know more, go back and watch the episode from a few weeks back with Sam Ubel. Fantastic episode. Love having him on. I always enjoy talking with him.
Yes, absolutely.
He's a fantastic individual. Chase Nation TV. can't say enough about those guys. So
All of them, the entire team.
Yes,
They're
absolutely.
fantastic.
But yeah, at the end of the day, right? I mean, we kind of talked a little. We've been talking a little bit about tips and tricks. Not even so much. Just kind of like what we do, right? But I think what's really important is to prioritize your time. What works best for you and your family. You know, if you're a single guy and you don't have a lot of responsibility, get out there and hunt like crazy. If you have a wife, if you have a kid, if you have children, and they're in sports and it's school time, all these different things, it's really, really hard to juggle it compared to the way it used to be. I mean, before you were married, before I was married, like that's just, we lived out there. We lived out there. And we honed a lot of skills and we learned woodsmanship and that for many, many years. I mean, I feel like I've been honing that since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, even before I was hunting.
Right.
Because we were feral kids.
For sure.
With our land in north central Wisconsin.
Right. It's no wonder.
Northwest central Wisconsin. Like, we were taught at an early age, you know, if you can sprinkle some salt on a deer's tail, you can catch it. You know, and how many salt shakers did we carry in our pockets, you know, sneaking around the woods. But what did that teach us, though, is to walk quietly, slowly, you know. Obviously,
with
it's an impossible thing, right?
Walk with intention.
Walk with intention. Those are just at an early age. Those are the things we learned, and then we hunted public land for many, many, many years before we started getting into leases and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's what always drove me back, though, is wanting to get back out on public land from time to time, and probably still not as much as I should. It's usually only when I get out of state, and then it's like a completely different terrain than Wisconsin is. And it kind of just, it throws you off a little bit. But at the same time, when you really think about it, deer are doing the same thing. Just because the vegetation might be different, just because the trees might be a little bit different, the deer are still doing what deer do.
Right.
It's cover, it's food, it's water. You know,
and
cover, bedding. When I say cover, I mean bedding.
And then the rut.
Right, and then the rut, yeah.
It will, 1, 2, bufoo.
But, yeah, I mean.
Nothing? No reaction? You know, all right.
I'm excited. I mean, I am definitely excited for the season.
And rightfully so. I mean, if you get to this point, right, and you're just talking about these things, if it doesn't make the hair stand up on your neck, you might be doing it for the wrong reasons. It should be exciting, right? Just the thought of getting out there and I mean, God, you always hear about, you know, a bad day hunting is better. Yeah, but it's true. It really is.
Yeah, but I guess I go back to what I was just saying, though. Like, when you have all these other life responsibilities, you feel like you're neglecting, you know, your family. You feel like you're neglecting other projects and stuff. There is a level of guilt, and I feel it. Do you feel that? I mean,
even if your family is super supportive of you going up there and doing it, but still, you're the one that's just taking off for the weekend and going away doing whatever. Granted, you got to get up super early. You know, that's my always say. I'm like, you don't understand.
It's not.
I only got like 3 hours of sleep.
It's not just sitting around with beers and
right. Then you sit out in the weather all day. So it does get to be a lot. But I mean, even if they're supportive of it, there's still a. I guess that depends on the person, but I mean, there's still that internal like, yeah, I know, but then I'm gone. Then as soon as I get back, then I'm going at work the whole full week. So
And
it's
there's
like,
only so many
maybe
moments.
next weekend I'll see the kids. Yeah.
Yeah, there's only so many moments that you get with your kids or you get with your wife. And I mean, doing this show, it's a moment lost, right? So, yeah, it does become difficult.
It depending on how you work or your schedule for working.
Right.
I mean, you might only see your kids literally for 2.5 hours a night.
Right.
You come home and a lot of that's soaked up by eating dinner maybe or something like that. So you might only have an hour and a half of like just downtime, that type of thing.
Yeah, Luke.
Steve Schwartz would like to know what your archery setup is this year.
In terms of what? Like, in terms of equipment?
Thank you for whispering with your mic on, but nevertheless.
Well, you've changed over the years. Mm-hmm. Different bows, different things. I kind of bought one and stuck with it this whole time. But it's
Not
always
the whole
nice because
time.
it weighs like, oh, no, that's right. No, yeah. Yeah, what was that? Matthews Ultra something.
The Ultramax.
Ultra Max that we had for a couple of years. And then I bought the Matthews Helium.
Yeah.
And
And you've been shooting
it's
that for
been
years.
perfect ever since. It's super light. It's awesome. I don't need to shoot 450 feet per second or anything. It's
the
like,
latest, greatest.
I'm not shooting deer
Oh.
55 yards away.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but it's so light and maneuverable. And then, yeah, when I've seen you have to haul around that crossbow or
Yeah.
even some of your other monsters and things like that.
The Matthews Monsters, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not fun.
that bow is ridiculously light. Pisses me off every time we're walking out. Yeah, I mean, I blew my shoulder up in a snowmobile accident 9 years ago on that, and severed the axillary nerve. So my arm and shoulder, I can't raise my arm any higher than this, and I got nothing out here reaching. The axillary nerve got severed, and my brain, it's nothing about strength or anything like that.
Right.
There's nothing I can do about it.
Right.
The axillary nerve got severed. My brain can't send the signal to my arm to do what it's supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And that was devastating. In the moment, yeah, I knew, I wouldn't say in the moment, when I knew the outcome of everything, I was upset, but only for a moment because of that. I was more relieved that I didn't die because the accident was extremely serious. And I came within a couple of inches of having my neck broken and snapped and either dying right there on the spot or being a paraplegic.
Right.
Or quadriplegic. With that said, I am been working with some other muscles here, trying to do some strength training, and have played around with shooting a Matthews mission bow a little bit, and I think there might be a possibility I can. It has to be extremely light bow. Like it cannot. I mean, what is do you even know what the helium weighs? The Matthews Helium?
No,
It would have to
you
be
can pick it
along
up by
that
the
or a
end and
Matthews
just
mission.
Hold it straight out by the one arm.
Right. Because I can do it. I can't raise up. So I think from a tree stand perspective, I might be able to do this. I played around with shooting left-handed. It really messes, like I have a hard time. It messes with my eyes because now you're changing your dominant eye. So I don't know. That's what I'm at. I've been using crossbow, but I'm hoping to get back to compound because I absolutely hate shooting a crossbow. Like they suck. They suck so bad.
They're heavy.
And I'm not against them. I mean, for anybody that wants to shoot them, like it's fine. I hate it. I hate having to carry a crossbow. I just feel like there's always something that goes wrong with them. I feel like there's just so many different variables. I don't have the confidence, and this is contrary to what there's people. Man, I would love to shout this piece of shit's name, right now. I'm the Wisconsin bow hunter's cage. This asshole doesn't know anything when it comes
Keep from
to
shining wall.
right when it comes to crossbows and that, and he calls them cross guns, and someday something bad's going to happen to him, and he's not going to be able to shoot his bow anymore. And those days are coming up quickly, buddy, because you're getting old. Yeah, I'm looking at you, buddy. Shit happens to people, and you want to take away, give us a week, give us 2 weeks, something like that, or you want to say we can't hunt till muzzleloader season, kiss my ass. Kiss my ass.
Kiss his ass. Kiss your ass.
Kiss Luke's ass. Like,
Merry Christmas.
I'm sorry, I don't like to normally go that way, but this guy,
Oh, I
grinds
know.
the gears.
I know.
And he's just clueless. He thinks he knows it all. And right now, like if he was watching this, he would just laugh and be like, oh, blah, 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 whatever. Like he's a POS. And
The one thing I've learned in my short time on this earth is that if you think you know it all, you know shit.
right.
Right. Nobody knows everything.
Look, I mean, I hate it. I absolutely hate shooting a crossbow. I would never willingly do it. I don't have a problem that for able-bodied people that want to use it. Like if that's what gets you out there, that's fine. Do it, do whatever it takes to get you out in the woods. And at the end of the day, who cares? Why does it matter to anybody else? Are you afraid that they're going to shoot your deer?
Which is a completely asinine.
It's not your deer. Like, get out there and hunt it. If that's your deer, go out and kill it.
Right.
Like, stop making excuses for yourself. Oh, I've shot animals all over the world. Big F in deal.
BFD.
I don't care.
BFD is over.
I could care less about your African animals, which is basically a canned hunt.
Right.
Come on. Get the hell out of here. Why did this have to come up?
Somebody just asked simply about your bow setup.
I don't have a bow setup. I have a cross gun setup
Yeah, he's got a cross gun.
that needs its own separate season. That I should only be able to use it during muzzleloader season. And Steve Schwartz, I see your comment. Yes, you are right. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely correct. I would love to have a conversation with him someday, and not on the internet, face to face, man to man, anytime, anywhere.
Where's the ding 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 on that?
There's all the dings. How about an air horn? I just, at the end of the day, just hunt.
Right.
Get out there and hunt. Do it legally. If it's legal, do it the way you want to do it. Like, who cares?
Wait, that's kind of what I was getting at before. Is if you're, we're talking about these farm hunts. That's fine. That's what you want to do. That's great. All for it. There's no reason to have any animosity towards something like that.
You got any other questions there, Luke? Yeah, I see some. From Jay Bizzle.
It's on the wwws. Yeah.
All right, I'll do it. Jay Bizzle says, if you could change one thing within you, what would it be? He follows it up with, what do you look back at that changed your life for the better?
Oh. Shit, that got deep. And I don't even know where to start with that. I'm assuming when it comes strictly to our topic at hand, right?
Yeah, I mean,
because if it wasn't, then that's really opening Pandora's box. I mean,
who do you look back at that changed your life for the better? Boy, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that have come into my life that have changed my life for the better. And that, I mean, I've known Mike, for example, here since we were in middle school and we were friends, but we weren't close friends. And it wasn't probably even until like right after high school and that, or till we turned 21, which again was a long time ago. Yeah, I feel like Mike's made my life for the better. Man, it's not a loaded question.
It isn't,
it's just,
but it really requires a calculated response, right?
There are so many people. I mean, Jason Schrader, as a hunter, as a hunter.
I think just even an outdoorsman in terms of Jason.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I mean, Dan Infalt. There's obviously our father.
Yeah.
I don't know if he wants to expunge on that at all. If I could change one thing within you, what would it be? And I feel like I have changed this about me. Like over the years, I would say is be more humble. And then I always feel like you can be even more humble. Like I don't look at myself. I'm not self-deprecating.
Oh, I do enough of that for everybody within this room.
Exactly. You do. But I always feel like there's room to be even more humble. Like, and not that I feel like I've put myself on any sort of pedestal at any point in my life or whatever, but I think it's just to realize that you are who you are, not be self-deprecating, but not put yourself up on a pedestal, and just understand who you are.
Yeah. No, being honest with who you think you really are.
Be true.
Be happy with that at first. Then you can always improve or something. But
Yeah.
until you're happy with who you actually are, and then things start opening up and you can enjoy things more. And
Be true to thine own self.
that sounds nice.
I think it was, I can't remember what movie it was I saw that in, but.
I mean, not
Paul Blart.
not to get like all religious or whatever, but I feel like I've been trying, especially over the last like couple of years, to have a better relationship with Christ, my Lord and Savior, and understand that side of my life, growing up as a Christian and a Catholic, and that not always being very Christian-like. Having my own faults and things. Not that I feel like I've ever been a bad person, but I mean, just to have a better relationship with my Lord,
Yeah, well, yeah.
What about you, Drew?
No, and that's a great answer. It's something I'm still actively struggling with as someone that used to teach catechism. But you already know what life event happened that, has kind of changed that for me a bit. It's not to say that all my beliefs have changed by any means. It's just that my relationship is maybe a little bit more strained. And perhaps I just need to start looking at that to realize it's time to move on, I guess, right?
Yeah, right.
For lack of a better term. But I think in terms of, I guess to get back at the crux of it all, if you could change one thing within you, what would it be? It would patience. Patience in terms of being a hunter and hunting. Patience,
Sure.
Because so for me, my number one goal is always to fill the freezer. Bone on skull is great. Meat tastes, even better. And and I say that with full conviction, as God, I love venison. It is so good. And to know that,
And it's good for me.
to open up my freezer and grab a pound of ground, and it's never like you're never in the grocery store and having to go by the meat section and be like, oh, I need this or I need that. I mean, come on, what's better than throwing back straps on the grill? I mean, seriously, it is fantastic. But I feel like when it comes to that, because I still get excited over a big buck or a buck or whatever, but my level of excitement when I see a doe is the same. I mean, my blood gets pumping and my heart is pounding to the point where it's like, screw it, shoot it, And so, yeah, one thing I wish I did have was more patience, for sure. And I think if I had more patience than that, that could translate to more patience in life in general, which is a very good thing to have, for sure.
Mike, if there's one thing you could change about yourself as a hunter, something within you, what would it be?
I think before he said it, I was thinking the patience too, because it's patience combined with having a better understanding of what you were doing in the first place. So you go up there and you're like, if you're thinking, well, I'm not going to be able to go for another 3 weeks. It's got to happen today. It's got to happen today. Well, then you don't really understand what you're actually doing up there. Mm-hmm. It's not just like, okay, I just got to be right here. No. Tomorrow you could have been right there and could have seen a huge one, but you weren't there tomorrow. See, having the patience to accept what you're handed a little bit and just be happy with what you've.
That's a great
time out
point.
there.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
I probably could talk more often. I get a lot of crap from you guys for not talking a lot.
Yeah, real quiet.
So that would be something we could throw in there too.
A vocal mic, something I can't even envision.
Yeah, you've come a long ways, buddy.
For sure.
I think, this is kind of just off topic a little bit or whatever, but I think what also makes people better hunters and hunting buddies, right, is enjoying others' success around you.
Oh gosh, yes.
And not taking it personal. If your buddy shoots a buck, be happy for them. Be genuinely, not fake it. Don't fake it. Just because they're happy or whatever.
The green-eyed monster.
I get such a joy. Like when you shot that big buck during gun season this last year, and that, like, I was over the moon.
I know. No, because that specifically, when you just said that, is the amount of excitement that coming back and seeing what you two, your dad, everybody, Luke, almost everybody else had more excitement than I had almost at the moment. Because I'm like, I was just so
reserved.
I was so happy that I got it and found it. It wasn't a whole thing, to find it or anything like that. That it was more just, you just were so relieved that it was there and you got it. But yeah, to see the excitement from everybody else and who was, you might have seen some, I don't think anybody else got anything that, oh no, you got one in the morning. But nevertheless, it was like everybody was focused on and excited for me.
And
what
rightfully
I
so.
got,
it was a beautiful buck. You had a great hunt. The way it all played out for you, the story of I couldn't really see. That's why I didn't realize it was so big. Yeah. Not to say it was like, you're just taking pop shots.
Right.
And
it's just you didn't realize how big it was.
No, I didn't get a chance to look at that detail. It was kind of, it came up. I'm like, well, I know it's something good.
Yeah.
Waited, and then all of a sudden it started to walk away again. So I only had one more shot to take before it went down below.
And you got it done.
Line of sight.
So it wasn't like just, he came out and he was 20 yards broadside and I took him down. Yeah. It was kind of a neat story. And then to roll up on him, is where we get out of our stands to go give Mike a hand. It was like, are you kidding me? Dude, look at this thing.
That's a
He's
stud.
beautiful.
Absolute
Beautiful
stud.
dog. So, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's an important thing. I think everybody goes through a period of time or whatever where there's envy and jealous or whatever. Like,
For sure.
why did you shoot this? Shoot this nice. I didn't see shit in that, and that is so detrimental to a relationship with hunting buddies. And that, like, you want to be very supportive and be genuinely like. Every buck that he shoots in that, because having mentored him throughout the years and him now like learning things on his own for many, many years and growing into a hunter in his own right in that, like I take so much pride, not that I feel like, I was part of that kill. I'm just so happy for him when he gets it, like,
Right.
because that's why you hunt with other people too, right?
Right. Yeah.
Is you want to share that camaraderie, you want to share that excitement with somebody. Like some of the word, like it's happened or whatever, where I've hunted by myself and I shot a buck, and I'm like, there is nobody within an hour and a half, 2 hours of me and that. Like, I'm just going to be dealing with this on my own. And
that you think about that, if you go up by, you're like, but I got time, I'm going to go up there. Can you go up there? No, I got this. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still going up there. It's like that whole day, you're just like, I hope I get something, but at the same time, there's zero.
you're going to be excited.
There's nobody else to share any of it with besides calling you and be like, yeah, look at this. I got this. And then,
Right.
Okay. Well, now it's just me. I'm going to go home and get
Right.
It really takes a lot out of it when you can't share it with anybody in the moment.
Yeah.
Out in
Because
the
it's
woods, share
in that
with
moment
everybody.
is huge. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cracking some bush lattes and it's there's something to be said about that for sure. 100%.
Well,
But anyways,
we're at I mean, we came back. I'd say I think
time to
that I
wrap
think
it up?
that I think that's actually a really good point to wrap it up at. And
yeah, I mean, we're about to embark on another season.
it's so hard to
Everybody get excited. If you're not already, I know everybody is, but if you're one of those that isn't excited, now's the time to get excited about it. Get your gear together, get out there and be safe. Have a good time. Enjoy your time out in the woods. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, because at the end of the day, it's still just a deer, right? I mean, we put a lot of stock into all this stuff, and there's some that put even more into it, and it's a passion. I get it. But if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, if you're doing it just for clout, if you're doing it just to try to make yourself something on social media, like,
good luck.
good luck, because there's not a lot in it. It's extremely hard to have any sort of career in the hunting industry. It really, truly is. So enjoy yourself out there.
Savor the moment.
Remember why you got into hunting in the first place. Remember those exciting times that you had, whether it was you learned it on your own, it was your dad, your grandpa, an uncle, whoever, a brother, a sister, whoever it was that took you out there. Go out there this year and have fun with it. Hunt for the reasons you want to hunt, and just enjoy yourself.
Enjoy it.
If you want to put the pressure on yourself, hey, that's on you. But just remember, at the end of the day, nobody cares. Nobody remembers what I shot last year. Nobody remembers what you shot last year, other than us. I mean, but anybody else that's watching, nobody remembers.
Yeah.
Shut up, Mike.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. What you shoot only matters to you.
Yes.
You're going to get a few seconds of people liking a picture or something, even if you're filming your hunt, unless you have a production, or a TV show and those kinds of things. That's a different story, but don't worry about it. Just have fun. And We'll be back real soon with another episode.
That's right.
But until then, Mike, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, I don't see. I tried to throw you out there.
You did. But I
Thanks for
ended
coming.
up winning
Appreciate
there.
you. Appreciate you spending some time with us tonight, and looking forward to getting out in the woods with you next weekend.
Yep.
And after that said, till next time.
Always outdoors.